Hey guys, welcome back. We already have seen what ChatGPT plugins are. If you haven't, I will. There's a course on ChatGPT plugins. You can go through them. And GPTs are the current course you are looking at. So we'll be comparing what are GPTs and what are ChatGPT plugins, how they are different from one another. So the next one is what are ChatGPT plugins? So plugins are basically your sidekicks enabling AI to access and utilize external data, connect with various services and deliver intelligent responses. We all know ChatGPT has a cutoff date. The ChatGPT 4 has a cutoff date sometime in April 2022, I guess, or September 2022, and Turbo has a cutoff date in April 2023. And this is something OpenAI said they're going to update for every new model that keeps coming up. So they have served us well. We also know their limitation. So we know when you are using plugins that you don't exactly know all the services developer is calling, what data they are logging. Is there any security vulnerability that's happening? So all those are some of the possible limitations. Plugins are coded tools that extend base version of ChatGPT by using it via a API. They can enable ChatGPT to perform specific action. So as we have looked at the Expedia plugin, you can do booking flight services. We have looked at some data services and World Bank data wherein you can query third-party services, and there are many more. And can access real-time information from the web, which is our alpha plugin, which is the Bing, which is in the latest ChatGPT update. It is merged into GPT-4 by default. And you can do 4 plugins for any single conversation. At a time, you can use up to 4 plugins. They are typically more complex and created by business. Whereas custom GPT plugins cannot change the context or the instructions of the chatbot which you have defined while creating that custom GPT. And these are specialized GPT tailored with specific knowledge. We'll be looking at designer GPT. Similarly, there's sketch GPT, there's SEO GPT, marketing GPT, or you can create your own GPT for your specific purpose. They don't require coding to create and can be started in the marketplace. However, you can use actions to call APIs. We have looked at it. So custom GPTs can connect to third-party API and have their communication style set to meet a particular needs. However, only one custom GPT can be used at a time by a user. So this one custom GPT is from a single developer. You can't use like 4 plugins. So wherein you can define use cases that these are the 4 use cases you can do. You can only do it with the custom GPT if the developer internally has used functions or got the data from all the 4 disjoint services together. Then you would be able to use it. That's one of the downside of this. So the last part we are looking at is pros and cons. So they can engage, GPTs can engage in a wide range of conversational topics and answer various type of queries, ease of integration. So using the functions, basically when I say API, it's functions. In functions, you can use 3 types. So one is none. The other one is you can use APIs. Third one is auth, which we have looked at. You can do any of the way. So basically there's good documentation and OpenAI community support for GPTs. One is generic knowledge. So it is knowledge is not limited to a particular domain, even though you try. It is generic. And limited customization. So when I say limited customization, like you can't use more third-party services integrated if they don't have APIs. So you can't work with that unless the developer provides you APIs to integrate your services and call functions within your services. You can't use that service, which is also a limitation with plugin, not just GPTs. But basically, if that developer had its own plugin or that company had its own plugin, you can select up to 4 plugins to support your workflow, which you can't do here. So these are specialized functionality tailored for specific tasks offered focused and relevant interactions. Data control, this is again ambiguous, can offer better control over data and generated by the system. So GPT has said they're going to offer insights to developers too, but we are just talking about what that's there today, what's not going to be there today. Whereas data security is a concern here, whereas data control, you have some better data control. And complexity may require more technical knowledge to develop and integrate. Yeah, building plugins is relatively harder, whereas anyone who cannot even whereas GPTs are no code environment. To create basic GPTs, you don't need to know coding, you can just basically get started with it. Whereas resource intensive development, so as and when the API change, as and when errors occur, you have to debug and keep updating it. Whereas GPTs, yeah, some part of your GPTs might not work, but the GPT as a whole that was built in no code environment will always work. So these are some points I wanted to cover. I hope this gave a good overview of what's difference between plugins and GPTs. To put it at it, GPTs are nothing but an extension of custom interactions, custom instructions, and building specific task specific GPTs, use case specific GPTs on top of it. So plugins basically is a way to ChatGPT to talk to third party services and basically create use cases out of it. And doing so, you can use up to 4 different plugins in the plugin store to do it at a time, and ChatGPT automatically selects what to use at a given time. And that's the part about this one. Whereas plugin has a plugin store, the GPTs will have a GPT store which is not yet out. Currently developers are sharing their GPTs via links. We don't know how the ranking would work, how the search would work in the GPT store. Those details are not available. So this is all I wanted to cover. Thank you.